Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today, well, Not Fit for Print Beauty Foundation Month continues today with an extremely pretty foundation from Chanel. This is the brand new Chanel Red Camellia Revitalizing Foundation from their #1 collection. This is $70 and comes in 20 shades. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about my journey to a shade choice and why I picked what I picked. And we're also going to take a look at this sweet little brand new Chanel Lip and Cheek Balm, which comes in 6 shades and is $45. We're going to try that on too. I picked that up while I was in the Chanel Beauty Boutique today, and I just wanted to share it with you. The entire #1 collection, you guys, employs the flower of perennial youth, if you will. The red camellia flower that is proven to help toughen skin's barrier and function and provide radiance. It gets better with use, and the packaging even reduces the world's carbon footprint with recyclable packaging. This is made with red camellia oil, of course, that softens the skin for a buildable, luminous finish. There's an interesting thing that we have to discuss, and that is the coup going on in the beauty industry, which has Chanel now being sold at Ulta. I know, I didn't think I would see it in my time either, and I have a lot of thoughts on that, including the fact that I think Ulta is making its move on a sleeping Sephora maybe, but that's for another video. When I first heard about this collection coming out, I had heard that the foundation was exclusive to Ulta, kind of like a little perk for them introducing Chanel products. So I took a deep breath and I kind of guessed, and I ordered the shade B20. Kind of a neutral skin that I've used before in Chanel. So it wasn't a total blind buy. But then I got a text from the most wonderful sales associate on the planet named MJ at the Chanel Beauty Boutique in Newport Beach, which if you have been with my channel for a while, you've heard me discuss. And I didn't realize they had it in their store. So I popped by, and MJ wasn't there, but the lovely Nasy was, and she helped me choose a shade that works a little bit better for my skin, and I ended up going with the shade named BR22. Now, in our demo that we do, I am going to show you me trying on both so that you can kind of see the difference, and I can give you the reasoning that Nasy used and when she decided that the BR22 was a slightly better fit for me, and you'll see why, because I definitely agree. This is an absolutely beautiful feeling and setting foundation. It doesn't feel drying. It's kind of just dewy enough without being sticky. I don't feel that it needs any sort of powder, but we are going to talk about that, including the fact that we do have a bugaboo for many of you out there, and that is that there is some additional fragrance. So we will be discussing all of that as well, and I'll be letting you know some of my initial thoughts on this foundation. Now, as we go on in Not Fit for Print Beauty Foundation Month, I will be assessing, culminating, culling together all of my thoughts and kind of ranking and giving you better thoughts on all of these different foundations that we are trying. It really won't last the whole month, but towards the end we will have, some of my thoughts as I use these more and more. But I can tell you already, this one to me is a winner, and I'm going to explain why as we go along here. So I'm going to come back with nothing on my face, and I'm going to show you the 2 shades I chose, and we're going to talk about why we went with the one we went with. And also all those folks at the Newport Beach Chanel Beauty Shop, I put all the information below so that you can contact them. They're amazing with questions, shade matching, all that good stuff. So definitely give them a ring if you have any questions. Stay right there. Okay, I'm going to show you on completely bare skin here the 2 shades that I chose. The one that I self-chose at Ulta, and then the one that I went in and Nasy at the Chanel Beauty Boutique chose with me. Her choice is much better, of course, and that's the one we're going to stick with for this video and to talk about the performance of the foundation. But I did want to show you, mine isn't too bad, but I wanted to talk about what I chose and why Nasy chose the one she did at the Chanel Beauty Boutique. I chose the shade B20. Very neutral, good coverage. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to get my mirror here, why Nasy chose the BR22. You see, I can get, for someone with neutral skin, I can get a little bit ruddy lately. And she felt that the BR22 ended up kind of accounting for that rosy, we'll call it, ness to my skin. So it's kind of an interesting thing. It ended up combating it and making my skin look a little nicer, even if it's a little bit light. So I want you to see it. First, I'm just going to show you here. On one side of my face, I'm not going to wear this shade, but on one side of my face, I just want to show you what the shade I chose looks like. It's a good match. It's really not bad. And I'm even going to blend it a little bit and show you. That is not a bad match. And in fact, I might even keep it for the days that I'm not quite so ruddy complected. It really did. You can see it there. Let me put a little bit more on for you. And I'm just using my finger and just gently blending out with my hand, just so you can kind of see the look. So there is the shade that I chose for myself from the Ulta store. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Now let's look at the shade that was chosen for me by much better experts than I am at the Chanel Boutique. This is BR22. So take a look. It is a bit light. This is the shade I'm going to be wearing, but it kind of gives me a bit more even coverage to the ruddiness in my skin. I'm going to use a brush here. And you're going to say, oh, Rebecca, it's light. Yes, it is. But I just want you to see when it sits, the kind of coverage that I get. Okay, let me move this mirror so that it's not casting any light on anything. So on this side, and I've just done the cheek, I realize we have the BR22, the shade that was chosen for me at the Chanel Beauty Boutique here in Newport Beach, California. Yay! And on this side, the shade that I, going it alone online, did for myself in B20. Again, this shade here that was chosen for me, the BR22, kind of gives it a bit more coverage and camouflages what is a little bit of ruddiness on my chin, I must admit, or on my cheeks, I'm sorry, I must admit. And I even have that sort of redness up into the forehead as well. So I just wanted you to kind of see the difference there, and you can tell me what you think. And as I look into the viewfinder on my camera, I am noticing that this is giving me a much more natural appearance, whereas this is kind of, you can see it sitting on my skin a lot more if you look at that. This is blending. Remember, I don't have any foundation here or here, just here, and see how that blends. And now when I turn, you see that cheek popping out at you a little bit more. Now, if I had this shade all over my whole face, you probably wouldn't notice as much, but it is very nice to realize that this is just kind of blending much more seamlessly the shade that was chosen for me. And this is why I didn't do badly, but this is why there tends to be truly, nothing that compares to getting matched in a store. Hey, you could be the best makeup artist on earth and it still helps to have the entire shade range out. But I really do rely on the experts there. So now I'm going to go off. I'm going to put on a full face of the shade that Nasy chose for me in the BR22 and then come back and we're going to talk about it and try this absolutely lovely lip and cheek balm that is, oh my God, it's so elegant. That is new to Chanel. So stay right there. Okay, I feel a little more put together now that I'm all finished. And I used a little bit of my Chanel Fluid Illuminator as just a little bit of a gentle highlight. But as you probably can see, I have nothing on my cheeks and nothing on my lips. And that is where this lovely lip and cheek balm comes in. This is Vital Beige, one of the 6 colors available. Let's try it together. It's really just kind of a really pretty shade. And I'm just going to tap it on. I'm getting little fingernail marks there. And just very, very gently use my hands. You can use a sponge, you can use a brush. Please know that I'm not pulling on the skin or anything like that. And this goes from kind of that balm feeling. It does not remain sticky, I'll have you know. some balms would. This does not remain sticky. It dries down. And this is equal purpose for lips and cheeks. So I'm going to put just a little bit more on there just to overemphasize it so you guys can see the shade. And you just gently tap. And they also told me that you can put a little bit of powder blush over the top. That will make the look a little bit more dramatic and even help it last a little longer. We're just going to go a little bit darker here just because I like to really emphasize it. There's on one cheek much brighter than the other, and we're going to try it on the lip as well. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I already just think is an absolutely beautiful collection. Let's try it on the lips. My lips are a little dry today, so let's see what happens. And I'm kind of using this the way I would a lip balm. I'm not being particularly careful. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that, just as a little bit of shade on my lips, and also they feel really nourished because it's a balm. I could build this and make it darker. Let's try it. And I didn't have to be careful, and I just used my fingers. You could certainly use a lip brush if you would rather. Let me get rid of this mirror here. Sorry about that in your face. Now I feel put together and finished. So far, this is one of the favorite foundations that I have tried in my Not Fit for Print Beauty Foundation Month. Why? I do enjoy this very natural finish. We're not matte, we're not glowy. To me, and because I did have help choosing the shade by being able to look at all of them and have such expert advice, I feel it really is second skin. I can't feel it on. It is lightweight. It blends beautifully. I feel like it gives me just enough coverage without me appearing to be makeup-y. No one likes, especially nowadays, a very heavy, weighty foundation look. And we definitely don't have that. But if you notice, my skin is much more perfected than when we started this video. I'll put a little picture of it in there. So I feel like it's much more perfected. Now, in terms of the fragrance or scent, that is going to throw a lot of people off, and I understand that. And again, fragrance is listed. Please know that it is a very Chanel fragrance, and it does dissipate. My issue with fragrance in foundation is that, of course, it can be sensitizing to the skin, of course, but also when it doesn't dissipate, I cannot handle it because it's right by your nose and you can't get away from it all day. This is not like that. It is definitely dissipated, so it is not something you are taking around with you all day, much like products that we get from, other products from Chanel and Guerlain and other perfume houses. So just keep that in mind, but I definitely think it's a plus. I am really enjoying this lip and cheek balm. My lips they were really dry, and they just feel so nice and just hydrated with just a little pretty bit of color. And how fun to just kind of have this really pretty Chanel packaging in your bag, just to throw a little bit just very haphazardly onto the lips and then the cheeks too. Just because, it always needs a little bit of something. So I am very, very pleased with these products. I will be regrouping and talking about all of these foundations. This is going to be darn near the top. I am quite pleased with it. But I want to know what you think. So definitely drop a comment and tell me if you've tried this. Tell me if the fragrance would bother you or not. I think you can get past it, actually. But do let me know what you think. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel so that I can see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.